What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bluzelle and STORJ today at the request of Mr. J-Boy Smith. We'll be talking about this one for you, my man. Yeah, I got nothing else to say other than that. So without any further ado, let's get into the TA. Bluzelle, as I was saying earlier in the Discord, it's looking frisky, man. It is looking very frisky, okay, right? Last time we were in these areas, we rejected. This time we're in these areas and we are ever so slowly creeping up, man. It's like we're winding up. We're so tightly wound. We're just getting ready to break. And I think we are going to break soon. I think there's a lot of cryptos that are going through their own cycles, right? There are some cryptos right now that are pumping, ICP for example. There are some cryptos that have been consolidating for a while. Bluzelle is a good example. Bitcoin Cash is a good example. Litecoin's even a good example, right? Like there's a lot more than that even. Dogecoin recently went up, right? So probably not this, but crypto rotates, guys, and it's the same thing in stocks. It's the same thing across all markets, and that's because money moves. People sell, they take profits, and then they put it into things, if they're smart, that have not pumped yet, okay? So maybe the people that bought ICP whenever it was cheaper or bought Dogecoin when it was cheaper, they're taking some profits, they're moving it into other things, maybe like STORJ, maybe like Bluzelle. We're going to go over STORJ in a second, but overall I just want to say Bluzelle looks really good. Don't be surprised if we come down, we keep ping-ponging as we've done. These lows are going to get higher. These highs might stay shelved right around 32 cents to 30 cents. We might not see it break out just yet, but as this gets closer, as time kind of dictates that we're getting closer to this top shelf here, toward the end of this month and toward the beginning of January, I would expect that we see a pop. It could be Christmas week or the week after that we see this thing pop. I don't know if it's ready just yet. It might be. Watch it pop tomorrow. But I'm glad I loaded up my bags on this thing. I wish I bought more. I really do wish I bought more. But oh well, hindsight is there to make you wish you bought more. Man, it's a pretty bullish looking 4-hour RSI, honestly. You do not like being below the 50 at all recently. More volume coming in here. Like, oh man, I don't know. I like it. I do like it a lot. Yeah, this is weird looking right here. I don't know. I think it's getting ready, man. It's getting ready. Where's it gonna go? Where are you gonna go? This is crazy, man. This is really crazy. Yeah. Wow. Is that right? Am I missing something? This is spectacular. I think there's another one of these that looks really good. Hold on now. Bottom to top here. So I'm going to go over why both of these are spectacular. Yeah, in just a second. Okay, so first and foremost, our most kind of relative fib from high to low, cycle high to cycle low. We had a double bottom, right? Technical low was over here, but I'm going to call that a fake out, so we're going to use this as a measurement. You basically held this 0.69. It's not a fib level, but you basically held it as support, not just here, but here. Found resistance on your 382, came back to your 0.69, broke above your 382. A little bit of closing resistance on your 0.5 or wicking resistance on your 618. You found support on your 382. After finding resistance on it, that's very key. That's very clutch. That's a very good sign. It's constructive, classic kind of like fib movements there. Then you went straight to your 618 after finding support on your 382. Another kind of classic dynamic. And you've consolidated in this range. You've literally consolidated in the white zone, and now you're breaking out of it. Right? This week we have 2 days left, 1 day and 19 hours left. Literally breaking out of it right now. And you found support right on the 618, right on the golden ratio, breaking above it, arguably on the first attempt. Okay, maybe it was the 1, 2, 3rd attempt, but technically actually hitting it, it was your first attempt. You broke above it, you found support. In this kind of circumstance, in this kind of situation, I would say that it's basically undeniable. There's a very high certainty, very high degree of certainty that we're going to see prices at $1.41 to $3.62 before this up move is over. I don't mean before the cycle. I mean obviously before the cycle's over, but I don't mean that it's going to take the whole cycle. This could happen by the halving. We're sitting at 30 cents right now. This thing could be worth $1.40 to $3.62 by the Bitcoin halving. and I think it's starting to make its move right now. I think it's rumbling, man. I really do think it is. Not only that, talking about the RSI here on the weekly, you had some bearish divergence. You look like you're overcoming it. All it would take, and you still have it right now. It's still presenting itself right now. But if you can get some growth right now and get this RSI to get above this high here, what you've got is no more bearish divergence. You actually bounced off of your overbought zone, an area that you found resistance on before. This would be a very, very bullish look, man. A very, very bullish look indeed. Okay, so that's the one fib right there. Okay, there's an even more macro fib from the previous cycle's low to the previous cycle high, where we couldn't even get to the 618. We found resistance, we found support on the 382, a little bit of resistance on the 069, as you can see coming down. Support on the 382, support, rejected the 236 twice, and then we broke through the 382. Generally, with this kind of look, I would expect that you go to the 618, but there was so much pressure for buying or so little pressure for selling that it just couldn't get down there. For whatever reason, it just couldn't get down there. You held resistance on your 382 for a very long time in this zone of accumulation, and then you broke out of it, and what did you do? You went right to your 236 for resistance. You came right back to your 382 for support, a previous area that you held as resistance for well over a year, and then you got above your 236 after finding resistance on it, and then you found support directly off of it. Like, this is beautiful, man. This is really beautiful behavior. And with this kind of look in itself, I very much would expect, again, that you would see the extensions of this overall move. And what's beautiful about that is not only does this fib from low to high say you're going to see extensions on this move, but the way that it's behaving with this fib also says the same thing. And generally speaking, like, let's just act like, okay, hold on, let's just see here real quick. I don't know if I like that. This is the low, sure, but the move didn't really start till right here. Okay, like, that's when we started to move up. I want to put this at like where we are now, basically. Okay, so assuming that this is where the next phase of the move is starting, if it were to start right now, that would take us right in the midst of this range here. Okay, just an idea. Bear with me. I promise you, I have a point to this. From here, from this date to when it stopped, that was 13 weeks, 13 bars. Okay, so we take that and we put that potentially at that low here. If it's starting now, this could mean that mid-February, late February, because it only has 28 days, late February, we could see this thing above $1.41. We could see it above $1.41 in that amount of time. Yeah, let alone, there's still multiple months after that before the halving, so it could go higher. It really could go higher. This isn't a measure move. This isn't like, oh, I'm taking the bottom to the top here. We're going to do the exact same thing. Maybe we go lower. Maybe we go only to the 1272 at $1.41. But I do think that we will at least see this, if not probably higher than that. I wonder. Let's just see real quick. What do you like on your extensions? Low to high. Didn't really mess with your 1272. You did find resistance on it. Yes. Found support on your 1618 though. Worked your way down to your 2618. Found resistance on it. You liked your 618s. Kind of found support on your 3618, but really went down to your 0.4, which isn't too common, but whatever. I'm just trying to get a feel real quick of what this thing likes for its fibs. 2272. You did find support on your 1272, resistance on the 886. This is classic. Support on the 1272 and then coming back up to test resistance on the 886 is a very classic maneuver. To go lower, to go into deeper extensions. Top to bottom here, all the way up to your 1886. I thought you liked your 1886. We already know it likes its 382, right? Found support on it here, but for extensions is what I'm looking at. 1272 seems to be finding the 1272 more often as support than it does resistance, which is kind of encouraging, right? That's not the top. Top to bottom here. Yeah, again, just right up through your 1272, found it as support, and then you went up to your 1618. Again, actually on your first attempt you did. I don't know, man. Resistance, support on the 886, up to the 1618. Yeah, you're getting ready, man. You are. You're breaking above your 1618 right now. You're at least probably going to go to this 92-cent zone very soon. But all in all that to say, It is possible, because we've seen a couple times, especially coming up. Going down, you tend to break through, but coming up, you often, or not often, but I'd say about half the time you found resistance on your 1272. So we could find resistance there, or we might just go straight up. And there were multiple times where we did go all the way to the 1618 actually, and we actually found support on the 1272 before doing that. So, or we went to the 1618, came back to the 1272, and then double topped or something like that in like that area. But yeah, I stand by what I was saying a second ago or earlier, a few minutes ago. $1.41 to $3.62 by the halving date, probably even before March, if I really had to guess. But maybe it takes more time to form, maybe it takes less time to form, who knows. But yeah, let's just see. I don't know. Yeah, that's all I got for Bluzelle. So let's move on from there. Hold on. Am I missing anything? Daily RSI 4 hour. No. Yeah, I already went over that. Okay, cool. Storage. We're going to be moving on to storage here. STORJ, as the French like to pronounce it. No, I don't know how you would pronounce it. I don't speak French. Let's see. Decent volume. USDT. Yeah, decent volume. Coming in. Moving up nice. You're up 25% this week. Nice to see. Top to bottom here. Kind of found support at your 382, but really what you did was you found support on this previous wicking area right here. Previous resistance, previous support, resistance area. I think you're getting ready to go up too, man. I think you're on your way up already. I don't think this is going to be a double top. I think that you're going to see, you're at 89, almost 90 cents right now. You're going to see prices above $1.16, potentially even to $1.42 in a very short amount of time. Very strong looking weekly RSI. You have been overbought for a little while, technically the longest amount of time that you've been nonstop overbought in this thing's entire history, but maybe not in its whole history. This is only on Binance after all. It's got a lot more history than that. But I would say yes, out of its whole history. Let me just see. Support in that area, nice. Above the 382, 150 is where the 236 is. Oh, nope, that's not where it is it? I didn't connect it. Come on. 61869 still 140. Okay, so 140, and then top to bottom here. I mean, your 236 is literally right in this white zone. So what I've got going on, I know there's a lot of lines, but you can kind of see here, this is like a little bit more popped out. It's the bottom, this bottom to this top here. These two white lines are from this bottom to top here. Okay, so you found support there. These two white lines are from the top to this bottom. So that would be a resistance zone, and you have your 236 from this original one going up. I would think that you find some or resistance in that $1.20. Let's call it $1.24 to $1.53 area. I think you're going there, but you probably find some turbulence there. You found resistance here before. I'm actually going to go back in time, and we will illuminate that, right? Top, come on now, if I can draw it. There we go. Top to bottom. Put some horizontal lines on the 618 and on the 69. And then we'll delete the fib and we'll just go back in time. So obviously you found resistance here, you actually found support here even, and resistance right there, and support right here, resistance right here as well. So definitely significance, resistance on the 618 there. So it's a significant area, not just on fibs but on the price scale as well. So I do think that you find resistance somewhere in this area, though I do think you're moving up there right now, like immediately right now. Before the end of this month, honestly, I would think that you go up there. Strengthen your daily RSI, strengthen your weekly RSI. 4 hour looks good. You have a lower low here with a higher low in price. It's hidden bullish divergence while you're in an uptrend. Yeah, I think it looks good and wants to go higher. So all that to say, good things for both of these coins. Overall, I would say a better outlook for Bluzelle, but this thing could very well see its extensions as well. It just needs to have a positive reaction with the zone. And I do think it finds turbulence here. That doesn't mean that's a negative reaction at all. but turbulence. You know, that just means that I don't think you're going to straight shoot through it. Where Bluzelle has had its turbulence and it's getting ready to move on, I think this thing is yet to have that. So maybe it does just break straight through it, though. You never know. You never know. And I do think that these things kind of run hand in hand together sometimes. So if you were to see your extensions, your 1272 to your 1618, that's all the way at $8.71 to $24, though being at about 90 cents right now, I would think that this would take a little bit more time than just before the halving, right? So I would think probably post-halving is when you'd see these prices. Before the end of the year, you could see these prices. Then and then maybe pre-halving, you could see prices that are like at the 786 or the 886, something like that, or maybe a little bit deeper even. But that's all I got for you guys. So if you like the video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me, and I got nothing else I want to add, man. I think, you know, I like it. I think this is probably a nice opportunity to buy right now. Not financial advice. It might go a little bit lower to this previous area of resistance. Check back there, find support there at about 86, 87 cents, somewhere in that range. But here you are sitting at 89 cents now. So if I was looking to buy this thing, which I'm not, I've already bought some, but if I was looking to buy this thing, I would I'd probably just say screw it and get in here. You know, 89 cents, 87 cents, why mess around, especially if I believe it's going to go up higher. So up more than 2 cents for sure. But that's all I got. Yeah, hit that like button, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.